Hi guys, it's Serena Kelly again, back with another video. I know it's been a while and I apologize for that. I've been very busy. There's been all kinds of things going on in my life. As you can see, I'm not in the desert of New Mexico. I'm actually right outside of Houston by this beautiful lake. And I just wanted to talk about something that's been coming up recently as I share my story more and more, and something that other survivors of sexual trauma and abuse and any type of traumatic experience have received feedback from. And that is a lot of people denying their experiences or putting down their experiences, saying you didn't have it as bad as so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to address that in particular as to the main reason why a lot of survivors don't speak out, or the main question that you'll typically get is, how come you're just now speaking out about this? You're 37 years old, blah, blah, blah. So I can only speak for me personally and what I've seen from other survivors. I love the duck noises here. And that is that for me personally, I didn't speak out about my story because I knew there was a lot that was unresolved for me. There was a lot of healing that I needed to do, and there was a lot of grieving for my own experiences that I needed to process before even speaking about it with anybody else. And it was very important for me to go down that path before I felt even strong enough to speak my story, because I knew there were going to be deniers. I knew there were going to be people who played down my experience compared to somebody else, and I knew there was going to be people who always say you're doing it for attention or whatever, when really I'm trying to raise awareness so that these things will stop happening and the cycles will stop and we can break these generational trauma patterns. I follow Annika Lucas online, who is very well known in the child trafficking industry as a child trafficking survivor who was a child sex slave for the elite in Europe in the 60s and 70s. This woman has told her story on a platform, and it is heartbreaking to hear. I listened to her 4-hour interview where she describes the things that were done to her in gruesome, graphic detail, and it's just incredible to me how people will still deny that she was part of this child trafficking ring for the elite politicians and celebrities and media moguls and billionaires in Europe, and she was also trafficked to the US for a short time as well. I cannot believe that people are actually denying her experience, specifically when she says she was part of a satanic cult that were ritually abusing children and doing experiments on children for their mind, brainwashing, sexually, everything. And people are still denying that this stuff exists and still denying her story. And this woman is in her 40s or 50s now, her 50s or 60s even. And she posted something that just resonated with me, and she said we need to start believing survivors, and we need to start rallying around people who are speaking out, because nobody's gaining anything from this. People are trying to raise awareness, and Annika Lucas knows that if it was that bad in the 60s and 70s, imagine how it is now. These things just don't go away. These things are not just suddenly all gone, just like when they created this manual in the cult, the Children of God, called the Charter, where they said sex with minors is not allowed. That doesn't mean it just went away overnight. It was just done more in secret, even after that. And it was the same thing with these satanic cults that were trafficking children. So I think it's very important that we listen to everyone's story, that we acknowledge everyone's experience, and we acknowledge everyone's story. And one of the main things in my experience in this journey has been listening to people's stories and acknowledging them, and coming from a place of understanding and empathy, whether somebody was sex trafficked or whether someone's parents were divorced. You know, everyone has their own trauma, and you cannot compare the traumas. There were awful and horrendous things done to me that I completely denied and discounted because somebody else I knew had it way worse than me. So I felt that my story didn't matter, and that's not true. Everyone's story matters, and everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has some horrendous thing that had happened to them on some scale, and that's their trauma, and we need to acknowledge that, and we need to be mindful of other people's experiences and listen, especially those who are trying to bring awareness to serious things like child trafficking, child abuse, and cults. We really need to listen to survivors and what they have to say, and listen to their healing journeys, because everyone's healing journey is completely different. So for me personally, I chose not to take any legal action because it was just a waste of my energy and a waste of my resources and a waste of my time, when I could actually be focusing inward on healing, because I knew I was going to have to do all this healing for myself anyway. It didn't matter who was going to be put in jail. I was still going to have to learn how to deal with my own past and my experiences. So I chose to go there right away and deal with all that stuff versus searching for justice. And other people get the closure that they need searching for justice in that way, and good for them, and I support them. But still, it's a hard road either way. And either way, whichever road you take, if you're speaking out, you are going to be met with criticism. You are going to be met with people who don't believe you. But those chitter-chatter voices in the background, it doesn't matter compared to the people that you're helping, and compared to the many messages that you receive in private and all the support from strangers all over the world. So if you are someone that has experienced severe trauma and you're choosing to speak out and you're getting a lot of pushback, don't worry, just keep going. It's going to be worth it. Make sure your message is clear. Make sure that you're sharing your message and not your mess, and that other people know that there is life beyond trauma, there is life beyond horrible sexual abuse, and it doesn't matter. These people who are criticizing you, I don't see them out here talking about their lives. If they're not out here with you talking about their lives, you don't need to listen to them. I never listen to anyone whose life I look at and I don't want their life. If I look at these people who are criticizing me and their life looks like something I don't want, why would I take their criticism? I would never take their advice, so I would never take their criticism. That's something that you always have to learn. And all these people who are denying your experiences, just take a look at their own life. Is that someone that you want to listen to? If not, then just move it right along. Any type of unsolicited negative advice or denying your experience, that's just reflecting on that person, on the trauma that they're denying in their own lives that they need to focus on and heal. This journey has helped me so much in having empathy for others and realizing that it's actually not about you, the criticism and the anger that's directed at your videos or on your posts. It's actually about the person and how much they're hurting inside. And being able to recognize that and have empathy for that has helped me so much with this journey. And I hope that it will help you too. So this is why survivors take such a long time to speak out, because the track record has shown that a lot of people just don't believe them. You know, look at all the way back to the Crosby situation, where all these women came out and said that they were abused, and everyone said that they were doing it for fame. Every single woman or man who has gone before us has handled way more criticism than we have, and they've blazed a trail for the ones of us that are speaking out now. So I honor them, I thank them for sharing their experiences, and I know that soon enough there will be so many voices out here telling our stories, and we will not be silenced, and we'll put an end to child trafficking, to child abuse, to satanic cults and mind control. Thank you all so much for listening. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.